I just can't be bothered, you know? Why am I on such a roll? I don't know. I don't know. Fuck it. Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about some friggin' books. Remember in a recent video when I had my hair up in like a shitty little bun and I was like, this is so funny because I just recently trimmed my hair and got a new hair product that I love, yet here I am. This is the hair product, this like volume. Those of you like me with thinning hair, which is just lovely, my favorite thing, and also very, very fine hair. Like my hair is so fine, and like just straight and like silky, which would be lovely if it also was thick, like I had more hair. If I had a lot of hair, that like silky, nice, whatever. But when it's like thin as all fuck, it's not nice. I never even use conditioner anymore. And it's like as I've gotten older, it's getting worse. It's getting more fine and it's thinning. So this hair product I got, I freaking love. It's called Boldify Hair Thickening Spray. I just got on Amazon. It's like 35 bucks. I fucking love it. You just spray on like slightly damp hair and then you can style it or not. But like it adds texture to my hair. But yeah, I'll have it linked. It's in my like Amazon storefront if anyone is curious, because I fucking love it when I bother to do my hair, which still isn't that often. It's whatever. We're not here to talk about hair. We're here to talk about books. I'm bulk filming today, bulk recording, and I have 2 recent wrap-ups. I have enough books to do 2 like recent reads, recent wrap-ups, and I'm actually gonna do this one of the books I've DNF'd recently, because it's half and half. I have 8 books total between these 2 videos. No, 9. 9 books total between these 2 videos, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are DNFs. So, we're talking about the DNFs right now. Why am I on such a roll? I don't know. I don't know. I just can't be bothered, you know? So, back in October, the first of my many DNFs of late, The Ladies of the Secret Circus by Constance Sayers. This was a bummer, kind of, because I had anticipated that this would be a 5-star read. Historical fiction, but like with a speculative, like fantasy element. There's magic involved in this circus. I got to 60% of this, and I wasn't hating it. I just did not care anymore at all. I was listening to it on audio for the most part. I think I read a few chapters physically, but mostly on audio. The audiobook was good, it was fine, and I was getting through it pretty quickly, and I could have finished it, but I just wasn't that invested, I realized. Like at the 60% mark, I didn't really care that much about the characters, and the writing style wasn't anything. Lily, my cats have been cooped up in the guest room for a solid week because of repairs going on in my house, which are not done yet, but it's done enough where now they can like be back out in the house. And Lily is like losing her mind, just meowing all over the place. So apologies if you hear that, it's fine. But yeah, I just wasn't that gripped by the writing style or anything and like what was going on in the story. So I said goodbye. And then the next DNF right after that one in a row, I had 3 in a row. This was the second one. Her Majesty's Royal Coven by who? Juno Dawson. And this was one that I had on my anti-TBR. Like, I'm not gonna read it, it doesn't sound that cool. But then during that video, when I was reading the thing, I was like, wait, well, that sounds maybe kind of fun, actually. And I had a few people in the comments saying like, oh, I actually really like that, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go fucking get it from the library. And I was enjoying it initially. I was like, okay, I'm here for this. Like, I'm not mad at any of this. It's witches and like they're in secret, but they secretly work for Her Majesty, the Queen. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my God, I just sneezed. There's dust everywhere in my house right now because of these repairs. Like a level, an amount of dust that kind of makes me just want to cry because cleaning it is like a hot mess. Oh God. But I'm like a crazy person. I think that insurance would cover like someone, like a cleaning crew coming in, but it's stressing me out. Who the fuck is at my house? I fucking forgot that they're coming today to replace one of my solar panels on my roof. My house. there's a lot going on. So I don't know if we're gonna start hearing that, but fuck it. Oh God, I don't have other time to record. It's fine. At any rate, yeah, witches that like work for the crown and are like in secret, whatever. And it's these 4 friends that in the first chapter we see them like getting their initiation basically into like the covens and whatever. And then we jump to many years later, they've fought in like a big huge battle together, but now they kind of are estranged and they're just in different places in life. And there's like a new threat coming. And I was enjoying it. But then I DNF'd at 31% because the messaging just started getting like way too kind of like on the nose, I guess. Like, let me see if I have some examples. Just, and kind of the writing in places and like the dialogue and like their inner voices with these messages, like parts of it just were starting to feel kind of corny, I guess. And I hate it when this happens when I support the message of a book, or I support like they're saying the patriarchy is bad. And I'm like, yeah, I agree, but I really hate how you're like expressing it or how it's being explained or whatever. And this character, she's talking about, I mean, it doesn't even matter what she's talking about, but she is talking about someone, another woman, and she says they were partners in crime, while Niam was all daisy chains and lip gloss and all the more alluring for it. Now that she thought about it, that was some patriarchal bullshit. And like crap like that where I'm just like, oh, okay. And then like someone who has built their coven up a lot and feeling pride about it, and says she was just a woman who'd stepped up in a moment of deluded bravado. Gods, this must be how men feel all the time. And then jumps to like a different topic, like just this little asides talking about when she was younger. It was funny. In her day, all she ever wanted to do was do spells with her friends and write fan mail to the Spice Girls. And yet here she was, worrying for Holly's virtuosity. The patriarchy is so fucking contagious, even to women. And it was right about there that I was like, all right, these weren't the only examples. These were just the ones that kind of like stuck out enough that I tabbed them, being like, all right, I get it. So yeah, I don't know. And like I said, I find that so annoying when it happens, when I'm like, I agree with your message, but I really hate how on the nose or kind of corny that I feel like it is being expressed. Execution just wasn't working for me. I just didn't care that much anymore either. I was just like, all right, whatever. And then this one, you'll already know if you watched, one of my recent videos. I don't remember which one. I think, one of my anticipated releases, where I had the second book in this series, the final book, it's a duology, on the list, but I put in like, but I didn't like this one, I DNF'd it. The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. Huge bummer. I fully anticipated that I would love this just based on what I had heard about it. It's adult, sci fantasy, and it's in a world that's very racist and also sexist, but that was, at the point that I had gotten to, that was very much like kind of a thrown by the wayside thing, even though there's like hundreds of people in this training program and only 3 women, but it was just like, there's only 3 of us. I'm like, what? That's kind of a bigger deal than I feel like we're making it out to be. But again, I only read 16%. This is one though, I don't want to rant about it. Debut author and everything, and a lot of people have loved this. This has worked for a lot of people. Like most people that I've seen pick it up, this book works for them. They really enjoy it. I did not. And I just, okay. The dialogue, it is for an adult audience. And supposedly, I didn't read enough, but I read a little bit that was like kind of brutal. And I was like, oh dang, we're getting like brutal here with this training. And I read reviews and I've heard people talk about it, that it gets like way dark and brutal and just like gory, I guess, later on. What I read wasn't all that much, but I only read 16%. But the dialogue and kind of just the writing in general for me felt really juvenile. The dialogue especially, the bullies, the like bad guys were kind of, to me, cartoonish. Yeah, well, there's noise. I'm gonna keep talking because I think my mic picks me up well enough, but you're probably gonna hear a little background noise. But anyway, yeah, like the bullies were kind of cartoonish, like middle school like, your dumb face, like, that's how they came across to me. And even the main character and her friends sound like, I thought they were supposed to be like, it's supposed to be like new adult, like college aged. And so I think they're like 19-ish, 20-ish, and they sounded kind of like middle schoolers a lot. And the main character, I'm all for an unlikable character, even a main character. The Conqueror Saga, Lada Dracul is a horrible bitch, just a ruthless, not very nice, not a charming, she's a bitch. She's just a jackass, basically. But I love her. And there's plenty of characters that are complex and not very likable, but maybe understandable or like relatable in some way, or you can empathize with why they are the way they are, or whatever, like various reasons. I don't need a character to be like, I want to be friends with them. Not at all. But she was more than just like unlikable for me personally. She was kind of insufferable. And I think being first person point of view, like we are in her head, was a detriment. I think had it not been the case, had it maybe been third person point of view or something, or getting different characters' perspectives, I could have gone further with it, maybe even liked it. But being in her head, like on page 6, I found something that I was like, oh, I want a DNF right now. And there's other things I could go on. I have gone on to friends in like Voxer messages about it. I won't do that here though. Like I said, if the book sounded intriguing to you at all based on the description or other people's reviews, I say pick it up, try it out, because this was very much just not a book for me situation. It is what it is. Hopefully you will like it if you were interested in it. Like I said, most people have. Most people that I've seen have really enjoyed this. And then in November, a couple weeks ago now, I DNF'd a paranormal romance that I just randomly picked up because I saw a couple people talking about the series. I think there was a new, like the 4th book in the series came out. I don't know what the series is called. Super cute covers. Oh my God, they're so cute. And I think I saw Kat at Kat's Book Corner talking about the series and saying like she just marathoned it, loved it. I was like, I do every now and then find a paranormal romance that I like. I always want to like paranormal romances because I have loved some in the past, so I'm always like searching that out. And so I picked up Wolf Gone Wild by who? Juliet Cross. I DNF'd it at 11%. This was on ebook, and I just wasn't loving the writing style and the dialogue. It's like some paranormal romance, just this is kind of the tone of it, and it works for some people and they love it, and it just doesn't really work for me. The kind of like corny, cheesy, I don't know, guys saying stuff like, yeah, she's got a nice rack, but like it's done on purpose it's like part of the genre, I guess, and part of that like tone, that subgenre of it. And I just can't though with it. It doesn't work for me. I don't love it. I would rather have like dramatic angst, like ridiculously over the top, like the fated mate, like, oh my God, over kind of like corny, cheesy sex thoughts, which is what a lot of it was. So just didn't work for me. So 11%, and I gave up. And that is all of the recent DNFs that I DNF'd. Let's see how many I get for the rest of the month in November and then into December. So far this year, this year is the highest amount of DNFs I have had since joining booktube and just in general in life. Yeah, I've DNF'd 22 books this year so far. And I've read way less this year too. So I have DNF'd like almost half as many as I have read. It's never happened before, but here we are. If you read any of these, let me know what your thoughts were. Are any of them a surprise to you that I DNF'd? Like if you did read them, are you like, oh wow, I thought you would have loved it? Or are you like, yeah, that sounds about right, Joshana? I'm always curious to know. Like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so inclined and you have not already. And of course, you can leave an emoji if you just want to say hi. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.